This is one of my favorites. It's called Tineye, T-I-N-E-Y-E, Tineye.com. Anybody recognize this gal? George O'Keeffe. Well, it's not George O'Keeffe, but it's a George O'Keeffe photograph. But what was the circumstance under which this photograph was taken?
Dust Bowl.
The Dust Bowl, right. Did she have any children around her at the time?
Yes.
She had 2 children, right? Posed underneath her arms, right? Does she look different than she did in the Dust Bowl photograph?
She's clean.
Yeah, she doesn't have any wrinkles. She's got the Dorothy Hamill haircut, the whole thing, right? Where the heck did this photograph come from? I think I know her. If I just go to Tineye and then I do a quick search, I just drop that photograph in and bingo, I find the original algorithms that match the original photo. That's in real time, what you just saw. That's exactly how fast you can do that search. So all you do is just drag the photo in off of your desktop, or you can load in the URL. It will search the algorithms of the photograph and will search for other photographs that fit that algorithm. It's magic, man. This is why I get so irritated at the PTA meeting when I see the police chief saying, you know, the internet's going to kill your children. You know what? The internet, it really can be a wonderful thing. There's things other than porn and stalkers on the internet, believe it or not. And I just think this is one of the great promises of the internet to help us find out things that we didn't know. So Tineye is a really, really, really wonderful tool, as is Google Image Reverse Search. Google Image Reverse Search. It works a lot like Tineye. It's not exactly the same. There are lots of ways you can drop photographs into Google Image Reverse Search. You can drag and drop. You can upload an image. You can do other things, including copy and paste the URL in, and it will search all the images on that page. And you can also right-click on the image and search it that way as well. So there's lots of ways to do it. It'll give you slightly different results than Tineye. So I would suggest if you don't get the results you need from the first, do the other. It's sort of like searching Google and Yahoo and MSN. You'll get slightly different results, and it's worth the time and effort. Anybody here from Canada? Okay, yeah, a couple Canadians. Where are you from?
Montreal.
Montreal. And, well, of course I know where you're from. The big issue, right, in Canada is the pipeline up in BC, right? Can you, in a tweet size, explain what the controversy is with the pipeline?
Well, this is tied to the Keystone Pipeline.
That's right.
A lot of oil that we have in Alberta that is being refined. That really, we need to find a way to get it to either the United States or China.
Perfect. Stop there. That's exactly right. And so this is a photograph. You can imagine, I don't know how much of it you can see there. Can you see that there's a big spew of oil, there's a pipeline, big spew of oil just blasting out into the beautiful BC tundra. See that? Would this would be bad, wouldn't it? This can't be good. Do you see anything? I mean, what questions come to your mind when you see that photograph? Who took it? Good question. What else?
Is it real?
Is it real? What else? Where is it? What else?
Why is the smoke blowing in that direction?
Why is there smoke? Actually, I think that's oil. It's theoretically oil. Yeah. Anything else? This is one lucky photographer, right? I mean, they happen to be in a plane at almost the instant, Brian, that this actually started leaking, because it's hardly, I mean, it hasn't even dirtied up the road yet. And any of you Texans or anybody, is there that much pressure on an oil pipeline to blow this out like this? No, the answer is no. This isn't a gas pipeline, it's an oil pipeline. They don't have that much pressure on it. So if it did get pierced, it wouldn't blow out like this. This looks like a fire hose. Where did this come from? That was up there. Where did this come from? Well, it sure as heck didn't come from BC. Where it came from, by the way, 3,800 people liked this and 21,000 Facebook shares. The photo actually came from Alaska about 10 years earlier. It was a moose hunter who hit the pipeline in Alaska with a high-caliber rifle. Missed the moose, hit the pipeline, and pierced the pipe. And there was a leak, but the leak was sort of like 5 garden hoses. You know? I mean, it's a pretty good leak, but it's not this. The photographs came from 10 years earlier from Alaska. It's a fake. And yet it got used. More recently, this very shocking photograph of a child jumping over lines and piles of bodies. A child jumping over line after line. These are bodies in bags. A massacre. The day before President Clinton was going to make, Secretary Clinton was going to make an announcement about the U.S.'s current stance on Syria, whether or not we were going to get militarily involved in it. This is the BBC's website. That's a pretty big organization. BBC runs this photograph, May of this year, of this child jumping over these piles of corpses. I don't know if you can see the cut line down here, the credit line, photo from activist. Where did the photo come from? From an activist, it says. What? Really? Okay, so a photo from activists. Well, that's okay with me. I mean, it's a good picture. I mean, it must be fine. They wouldn't send it to us if it wasn't real. Well, is there any problem with this picture? Well, of course there is. I wouldn't show it to you, right? Of course there's a problem with the photograph. The photographer for the photograph actually saw the BBC page and said, wait a minute, that wasn't from Syria. That was from Iran. And it was from 8 years earlier. That's a problem. That's the BBC.